Leslie, when asked about the history of this church here in Blackville, I was able to take a little walk in my mind down memory lane, because Omer and I have been blessed to be a part of that history right from day one. So I wrote some things down to share with you today. It all began when a young man by the name of Leroy G. had a vision while driving through Blackville one day many years ago. In his vision, he saw a Pentecostal church being erected in the village. This young man, who was only in his early 20s at the time and had just graduated from Bible school in Marysville, New Brunswick, was pastoring in a small church in Upper Blackville. The church was located in what was called the Arbo Settlement. A small group from Blackville and surrounding areas also attended this little church. In the winter months especially, we found it very difficult traveling because of the road condition. So when Pastor G revealed his vision to us of a church being erected in the village of Blackville, we were all so excited. Now we knew that to receive funding, it would have to be a miracle. But we all agreed that if God gave Pastor G the vision, he was able to take care of the funding. So a prayer meeting was called. The first miracle we witnessed was when Winston Curtis, a man from the Blackville area who owned a large lot on the Bartholomew Road, decided he wanted to sell. A price was negotiated and a 1.5-acre lot was purchased. The next miracle happened when Dale Underhill, a young man from the village, who was a municipal representative working in a government office in Fredericton, came to us and wanted to help, even though he was not of the Pentecostal faith. Dale Underhill was successful in getting us a grant for $40,000 to pay for the labor. We witnessed another miracle unfold before our eyes when the Royal Bank of Canada agreed to lend us $40,000 with nothing for collateral. So we were ready to begin. The first sod was turned in September 1977. The excavation was done free of charge by Sterling Hembrook of Renews. Wilma Jardine agreed to be the foreman over a number of employees which were hired locally. Wilman and his crew knew that we only had limited funding, so they all worked for small wages. Then we witnessed another miracle when it came time to install rug in our main auditorium. Dale Underhill wanted to help us once again. He purchased a beautiful commercial carpeting for us free of charge, and that was not all. He had his friend Glenn Hollywood to help him, and they installed the carpet free of charge. The pews were manufactured for us at a very good price by the inmates at the Spring Hill Institution in Spring Hill, Nova Scotia. They were delivered to us by Sullivan's Trucking at no charge. Also, I want to mention that our parking lot was chip sealed by the provincial government at no charge. In March 1978, we held our first meeting in the new sanctuary to decide on a name. There were 32 of us in attendance that evening. At that meeting, we had a new pastor, Brother Don McCarty, his wife and family, who had taken over the pastoring in Upper Blackville after Brother and Sister G felt the call of God to go to Rome, Italy as missionaries. On June the 10th, 1978, our dedication service was held. There were many pastors in attendance that day. It was an emotional service. We were also happy to have our new building and a wonderful pastor, but we were saddened that Brother and Sister G could not be a part of our celebration. 4 years passed by swiftly, and in September 1982, Brother and Sister McCarty felt that the Lord was calling them to teach in the Bible school in Marysville, New Brunswick. It was no coincidence that Brother and Sister G were returning from Rome, Italy at the very same time. God is so faithful. He allowed Brother G to not only see his vision fulfilled, but also to be our pastor for 4 years before he called him to Newfoundland. It was during his pastorate that he felt it was time for us to have a parsonage. Would you believe at that very same time Marion and Joe Donahue put their home, which is next door to the church, up for sale? Needless to say, God worked another miracle. We were able to purchase the home. 25 years passed by so quickly, and in 2003 we held our 25th anniversary service. Brother Jonathan McNair was our pastor at the time. He and his wife and 3 boys came to us in August 2000 from Nova Scotia. It was an emotional service. We rejoiced over all the miracles that we so enjoyed over the many years, but we were saddened that only 9 of the original group were present. A number, of course, had passed away, some had moved, etc. In April 2012, Brother and Sister McNair, after pastoring us for nearly 12 years, decided it was time for them to move on. Their 3 boys had graduated from the Blackville school and were now out on their own. A few months later, in August 2012, God blessed us with Brother John Beach, his wife, and 3 little children. By the time Pastor Beach arrived, both our church and parsonage were in a desperate need of a complete upgrade. Under his guidance and the hard work of both he and his wife, we were able to have this accomplished. So along with this beautiful sanctuary that you can see today, our main auditorium and washrooms downstairs are beautiful, and our parsonage is so beautiful. Brother and Sister Beach had an open house last Sunday evening on the 31st of January and invited us all over just to have a little time and to see the beautiful home. And it is simply beautiful. So Leslie, we are a blessed people. Thank you.